This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Wednesday, the first day of March in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting. Here's what we're tracking tonight. The government is preparing to take amendments to the National Assembly for the further strengthening of Guyana's anti-money laundering legislation. During his weekly television program Issues in the News, the Attorney General's Senior Counsel Anil Nandlal referenced recent meetings with officials from the regional security system. He said those meetings were productive and the officials pointed to a number of gaps in Guyana's current anti-money laundering legislation that need to be closed.
We have begun to work immediately in correcting those gaps. They have offered us recommendations and we are working to implement those recommendations in the form of legislative amendments. That is work in progress, and soon two pieces of amendments will be taken to the National Assembly.
The Attorney General further explained that when the amendments are passed, they will strengthen Guyana's capacity and capability to counter money laundering and other financial crimes. The regional security system has also offered training for investigators from the Special Organized Crime Unit, SOCU.
They engage with SOCU and they have offered technical assistance whenever requested, and they also have said that they will offer attachment programs whereby SOCU officers can go to the agency, to the RSS, and do attachments with them to enhance their capacity and training, and they can operate within that organization for periodic intervals to see how that organization operates within the Caribbean. Of course, we will take advantage of that offer.
SOCU has been leading a number of money laundering investigations. Just recently, 3 members of a family from the East Bank of the Marara were charged and remanded to jail in connection with a multi-billion-dollar money laundering scheme that involved several Chinese businesses here in Guyana. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
At Giftland Office Max, we're all about customer satisfaction. Whether it's clothing and shoes for the ladies, gents, and kids, or for the latest electronics or hardware appliance, we're always thinking of satisfying you, our dear customers. Now you can shop online at www.giftlandofficemax.com or visit us at the Giftland Mall, where we're happy to serve each and every one of you.
Did you know that you can check your NIS contributions online? Simply visit our website at www.nis.org.gy. Click on the Create New Account button and enter the required information. An automatic email notification will be sent to acknowledge your application. Once your information is authenticated, you will receive an email within 48 hours with instructions on how to access the site. Once logged in, you can click on the My Contributions tab on the left side of the screen to view your contributions. For further information, you can call our Records Department on 225-2798 or visit your nearest NIS office.
Get in the game with Buster. Win a full gaming setup, Xbox X, gaming chair, gaming speaker and headset, or any of over 60 weekly prizes like Oculus Quest 2, Mini 2 drone, Nintendo Switch, and many more top gaming prizes. Check below for details.
Local government elections now set for the 12th of June. City Mayor Ubraj Narain said he will maintain the struggle against what he called the government's authoritarian and dictatorial rule until those elections are called. Addressing US-based Guyanese at a town hall meeting in New Jersey on Tuesday, Mayor Narain said notwithstanding constant protestation, the government continues to violate the Municipal and District Councils Act by failing to consult the Georgetown City Council on major issues. He said the government's unilateral removal of vendors operating on the outskirts of the Georgetown Hospital last December is a prime example.
When I was arrested, one of the government ministers called me after I was placed on bail and so on, and I have the evidence. You know, it's got a screenshot, right?
Yeah.
And the minister said to me, Mr. Mayor, we are with you. The statement that you made, we can see it, but we cannot come out and speak.
Narain, however, said that his attempts to stand up to the government landed him in court. He was charged with attempting to excite racial hostility. But he noted that notwithstanding the charges laid against him, he will continue to stand up for the residents of the city and, by extension, the citizens of Guyana.
Even in their own camp,
Yep, they have it.
even in their own camp, they don't have issue. They're seeing the injustice, what is being done to the Guyanese people, and they're afraid to speak. The injustice that is being happening to Guyanese people, even the Minister of Government are afraid to speak. Because you know what? The Minister of Government is not Minister of Government. They're ministers that be directed by a dictator.
The Georgetown mayor said while at least one government minister offered him solidarity and government officials appear to be afraid to speak out against the injustices being meted out to citizens across the country, including those in the city, he is turning his attention to the Irfan Ali One Guyana initiative. The city mayor said it is nothing but a farce.
But the laws in our country continue to break every day
Yeah.
by this government, especially the city.
And in her presentation, APNU AFC Member of Parliament Coretta MacDonald told the residents of New Jersey that the One Guyana mantra constantly being chanted by the government is nothing more than a gimmick. She said unlike the coalition which continues to promote social cohesion, the PP Civic Administration continues to divide the nation, with the country's resources benefiting largely the family, friends, and favorites of the ruling party. Let's tell you now that 2 days after a newborn baby boy was found abandoned near a canal in Recess, Maiconi, his teenage mother has been located. The young woman, who has been identified as a teenager, is currently hospitalized and receiving counseling. In a brief interview with News Source, the commander of Region 5, Senior Superintendent Curly Simon, confirmed that the child's mother was found in the district. The divisional commander said the issue is a very sensitive one and has now been taken over by Human Services and the Child Care and Protection Agency. The baby boy was found wrapped up in an old pair of jeans and gift paper. On Tuesday, the Guyana Police Force and the Child Care and Protection Agency launched an investigation into the abandonment of the newborn. The child was abandoned just after birth. The umbilical cord and placenta were still attached to the newborn's body. Medical checks conducted by doctors, however, have revealed that the child is in good condition and good health. Since news broke about the story about the newborn being abandoned, scores of persons have reached out to News Source to offer their willingness to adopt the child. It is unclear what course of action will now be taken since the mother of the baby has been found. The Child Care and Protection Agency, through social workers, is expected to meet with the mother to understand her state of mind. A child can only be placed up for adoption from the age of 6 months. 2 young men from Berbice have been added to the growing list of road fatalities in the country. Motorcyclist Davindra Lakraj and his pillion rider Ronnie Prasad, both of Karivaton, lost their lives last night after Lakraj reportedly lost control of his motorcycle and slammed into a car along the number 79 public road in Berbice. Police in the area said based on the evidence gathered, the motorcycle was being operated at a fast rate along the roadway when it slammed into a taxi. The 2 young men were pitched from the motorcycle onto the roadway, suffering multiple injuries to their head and bodies. They were both picked up in an unconscious state and rushed to the hospital in the area where they were pronounced dead. The driver of the motor car also suffered injuries as a result of the accident and has been admitted to a hospital. Just recently, the Ministry of Home Affairs noted a spike in fatal road accidents in the country since the start of this year. Guyana has seen a 100% increase in fatal road accidents in the first 2 months of 2023.
Traits Management, Structure, and Cashmere Rosé presents Sundress Soiree, Champagne and Cocktail Event, Saturday, April 8th at Everest Cricket Ground. Contribution $8,000. This is a day into night event. Doors open from 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. Free. Cocktail hour, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Sundress Soiree. You know the vibes.
As part of the efforts to transform Guyana into a major information, communication, and technology hub in the region, the government is looking to implement the One Card initiative, President Irfaan Ali has said. The initiative, which has its origins in India's biometric ID system, is being developed with the help of the United Arab Emirates and will see citizens' biometric data, as well as their social security, health, and financial records being stored on a single card.
That is the One Card in India, an electronic card that you conduct all your transactions with. Banking, social benefits, identification, licensing, taxes, everything is linked to one card. The UAE has the One Card, and we have now been able to partner with the UAE and international companies to bring the same technology to Guyana so that we'll have the one card that will drive all transactions.
The president made the statements as he was speaking at the commissioning of the Teleperformance latest office in Guyana. He said the move is part of a push by his administration to mitigate all government services to a technological platform that would improve efficiency, remove redundancy, eliminate bureaucracy, and advance a modern society. Just last December, the Irfaan Ali administration disclosed that with funding from the Abu Dhabi Fund for Development, it will be creating a new national ID card that would significantly increase the ease of doing business in Guyana and facilitate paperless travel. On Tuesday, the president said while the country's development requires a private sector that is nimble and aggressive, it also requires a government that is efficient, reliable, and less bureaucratic.
I am not satisfied that in Guyana and the region we have been able to present a structure of governance and government that eliminate bureaucracy and reduce the inefficiency that exists in the system. We have a lot of work to do, and we're committed to doing that work.
Against that background, the president said cabinet is actively discussing the development of a data-driven electronic system. He said already the Attorney General Anil Nandlal is drafting legislation that would support the expansion of the country's information technology and communication sector.
The AG and his chambers, they're working with the UAE, they're working with 5-6 different jurisdictions that's implemented data legislation, but we are going a step further. We are looking at the challenges since those countries would have implemented the legislation to ensure that our legislation is futuristic and captures the entire business environment. Because this legislation must be able to capture the business environment of data centers.
It was noted that the government is also developing patient management information systems and telemedicine systems in the area of health. In the education sector, it launched the Coders Initiative, which is currently targeting more than 150,000 students. Elections Commissioner Clement Rohi has submitted his nominee for the Deputy Chief Election Officer post. Mr. Rohi, who replaced the late Bibi Shadiq on the Guyana Elections Commission, made his submission as a 7-member commission met on Tuesday. In a brief interview with News Source, Rohi said he submitted the names of 2 nominees for the post. His submission comes 5 weeks after he was asked by the commission to do so. Initially, Melanie Marshall, Neil Bacchus, Mohammed Arjun, and Deodat Prasad were shortlisted for the position by the commission. However, with Mr. Rohi replacing the late Bibi Shadiq on the commission, he was required to make a submission. According to a source close to the Elections Commission, Mr. Rohi's nominees include GCOM IT Manager Anil Giddings, whose controversial appointment as the Commission's Operations Director was recently revoked. It has been more than 18 months since the Elections Commission has been without a Deputy Chief Election Officer. Last November, the chairman of GCOM, Justice Claudette Singh, vowed to accelerate the process of hiring a DCEO. But despite that commitment, the post remains vacant. There is a consumer alert tonight if you're getting ready to purchase a new car. The Consumer Affairs Commission is encouraging persons to be extremely careful when they are purchasing cars locally. In a statement, the consumer rights body said it continues to receive valid complaints from concerned consumers about their purchase of vehicles. The Consumer Affairs Commission is now encouraging car shoppers to get a mechanic to check the vehicles they intend to purchase before signing off on the final agreement of sale. Already for the year, the Commission said it has received 27 complaints related to the purchase of vehicles amounting to the value of more than $61.5 million. In recent months, a number of car buyers have been exposing car dealers on social media over faulty vehicles. In many instances, vehicles develop mechanical problems such as engine and transmission failure and faulty electrical systems days after purchase. Many of those car dealers have not accepted responsibility, forcing additional expenses on the consumers, many of whom are first-time car owners, according to the Commission. The Commission is recommending that before the agreement of sale is signed off, the vehicles are checked for all aspects of their engine function, air conditioning, and electrical systems, along with the exterior and interior conditions. The Commission has also put together a vehicle inspection checklist on its website and is urging consumers to fully understand and agree to the terms and conditions on the contracts and warranties before signing off on the purchase. The Commission is also advising consumers who may have recently purchased vehicles and are experiencing issues that they can still file a complaint with the Commission. The Commission is located in the Sophia Exhibition Complex. Persons can also gather information on various auto dealers and their ratings by contacting the Consumer Affairs body.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Buster, win a full gaming setup, Xbox X, gaming chair, gaming speaker and headset, or any of over 60 weekly prizes like Oculus Quest 2, Mini 2 drone, Nintendo Switch, and many more top gaming prizes. Check below for details.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up, protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive!
Across the region tonight, demonstrators for and against a referendum on St. Lucia's accession to the Caribbean Court of Justice have been protesting across the country. One official has accused the government of being arrogant, turning a deaf ear and being drunk on its own self-importance. The Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Philip Pierre, told reporters on the sidelines of Parliament that the court has ruled that there was no need for a CCJ referendum. He described the day as historic. He said the government is going to be removing one of the last barriers of colonialism, and they're going to show confidence in the people and confidence in the judges in St. Lucia. He also said the country will go down in history as one of the very important days for the children to know that they had the confidence and trust in the people to make the Caribbean Court of Justice the final court of appeal for St. Lucia. Concerned citizens and community activist Aaron Alexander has supported St. Lucia's accession to the CCJ. The United States has asked Mexico to extradite the son of the infamous drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, Mexican officials have announced. Ovidio Guzman was arrested early in January in northern Mexico. The 32-year-old is suspected of leading, along with his brother, the powerful Sonora drug cartel which his father founded. Ovidio Guzman is also accused of having ordered the murder of a singer who had refused to perform at his wedding. Their father was tried in the U.S. court and is serving a life sentence in a maximum security jail in Colorado after having been found guilty of leading the Sinaloa cartel. Ovidio is one of 4 children El Chapo had during his relationship in the 1980s and 1990s with Griselda Lopez. The oldest of them, Edgar, was killed in a cartel shootout in 2008. El Chapo also has other children from his previous marriage and from his subsequent relationships. And finally tonight, international news. One of Greece's worst ever rail disasters, which claimed at least 43 lives, was due to tragic human error, the country's prime minister has said. The BBC reported the prime minister spoke after visiting the site of Tuesday night's head-on collision between a passenger service and a freight train. The local station master has been charged with manslaughter. The Greek transport minister has resigned. Rescue teams are continuing to search for survivors. The accident happened just before midnight on Tuesday. The passenger train carrying some 350 people collided with a freight train as it emerged from a tunnel after leaving a town. It is still unclear whether 2 services were running on the same track towards each other. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.